Venom 2 trailer has hit. Let there be carnage.
I say neither, and I say neither, neither. Let's call the whole thing off. Ta-da! Catch up.
And will there be a Spider-Man appearance? Hello to all my comic book friends, all my collectibles friends. I hope you guys are doing amazingly well. It is Tuesday. We do talk a lot about sports cards, really all types of collectibles on this channel, but with the Venom trailer coming out, today we are going to be talking about Venom, Spider-Man, some Carnage comic books. How will this trailer affect comic book prices? And I've been kind of paying a little bit of attention to it on Go Collect. So I'm going to kind of walk through that. But first, if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. We have almost 525 videos on the channel. We come out with almost daily content all about collectibles, all types, whether it be sports cards, comic books, action figures. We also are going to be starting Personal Finance Fridays, so we will have that as well to kind of mix it all together. So thank you very much for joining, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, guys, who is pumped up for this trailer? What do you think about it? I'll be honest with you, I love the Woody Harrelson Carnage stuff. The Venom stuff, it's cool, but I was a little bit kind of like meh on it. I just want to see kind of Venom and Carnage battle it out, and then is there going to be Spider-Man coming in on this particular movie in some way? I don't know if that's already been leaked, if he's going to be in this movie or in future ones, if they're going to kind of tease it. I have to believe, though, that just from a financial standpoint, Sony and Marvel will figure out a way, Sony, Disney, Marvel, etc., whatever, will figure out a way to make it all work. I just can't imagine it not happening. So I'm sure there will be some sort of tie-in at some point. But what did you guys think of the trailer overall? And also in the comments, put which comic books do you own or are targeting based on these characters? I'd like to hear from you on it. Okay, the first book that we're going to talk about is Secret Wars number 8, and that is the first appearance of the symbiote suit. I actually do have a 9.6 copy of this book. I did have a 9.8 copy that I actually sold about 6 months ago, a little bit too early. Honestly, it was sad for me to see that one go because I just knew that long term that was going to be a book. If you look at the cover on it, it's just one of those wicked covers. There's a little bit of a glare here, but it's a really, really nice cover. It's not a super rare book. There's almost, 4,000 of the 9.8s on the pop report, and then you've got a bunch of the 9.6s as well. But you can see that there's going to be some serious demand for it. So the fact that there's 4,000, coming from the sports card world where there's 15,000, 20,000 Zion-based Prism 10s, and that's not even including all the parallels and everything else, same with Luka Doncic, etc., that's not a lot. It's not a lot when, you have demand for these characters, long-term demand. These are multi-generational characters. In other words, my dad grew up on these Marvel characters and DC characters. I have, and so are my kids as well. So, and probably their kids. Now that Disney owns this stuff, Warner Brothers is doing a lot of stuff with DC. They're going to keep on continuing to make these movies and to really kind of regenerate these characters over time. I don't see them just saying like, you know what, we're throwing in the towel on Marvel movies. We've made too many. You can see they've got enough characters to work with. They can space out all of the movies, to make it come out every 2-3 years to where it doesn't get stale. And then you just have so many characters in the Marvel and DC universe, especially in the Marvel universe. It's just kind of, there's so many different ways to go. So just a really cool book. This one has moved up significantly recently, as you might have figured. Fair market value on Go Collect is kind of interesting because what I have found is that a lot of times the recent sales are quite a bit above fair market value. There is one instance here though where that's not the case, and we'll go over that. But this one's got fair market value at $825, but you have sales over the last 7 days anywhere from $801 up to $998, with quite a few I shouldn't say quite a few, but fair amount that are over $900 for that Secret Wars 8 and a 9.8. It's just moved up steadily. Like I said, I sold mine probably 6-7 months ago, maybe 6 months ago, for $525. So it's almost doubled in a matter of 6 months. It's a great book though. All right, next up, the one that everybody recognizes is Amazing Spider-Man number 300. It is the first appearance of Venom. I would call it an iconic Todd McFarlane cover. I'm a huge Todd McFarlane fan from the Spawn comics. I collected Spawn comics and Image comics when I was a kid. And this was a huge cover that Todd McFarlane did while at Marvel. First appearance of Venom, which that really kind of laid the groundwork for Todd McFarlane and his career. But this is a book that everybody is looking for now. The 9.8s are fairly scarce in the sense that there's only about 1,104 on the census report, on the population report. And this is a book that, it's funny, fair market value is at $5,250, and just today or yesterday there was a sale at $8,500. And you see a kind of a range there where they're anywhere from $5,000 to $8,000, and they've really been moving up pretty dramatically in a CGC 9.8. That's a book that is it's kind of doing the Uncanny X-Men 181 thing, the first appearance of Wolverine, where they're just going absolutely ballistic. But you know what? There's merit to it, though. These are big characters between Spider-Man and Venom. I mean, they're becoming more and more, especially if they really kind of build out Venom's character and keep those movies going. Tom Hardy's awesome actor. They've got legs to really kind of keep the character going for a long time. So it's exciting times for Spider-Man and Venom fans for sure. All right, not a scarce book. The last one I'm going to talk about just for this video, Amazing Spider-Man 361. And not a scarce book. In a 9.8, you've got about 4,200 of these currently, and then you've got another 4,000 or 5,000 in 9.6. So these are not difficult to find, but again, they have moved up dramatically in price. In a 9.8, and this one's interesting, on Go Collect, I've got the premium version there so where I can see the sales as well. And it's got fair market value at $1,400, whereas for the last few weeks, you've got sales from what they're showing in the $958 to $1,199 price point. So that's interesting. But again, that is not a scarce book. There are quite a few of them out there, but man, probably from the movie coming, with Carnage coming, I think the thing for me to watch, and this is something a couple years ago, I got big into comic books, and the one thing that I noticed that would happen is once the movies came out, then those prices came down pretty dramatically. And so you wonder if you are someone that's buying and selling comic books, is this a time to sell into kind of the hype of the excitement of the movie, the excitement of, people moving money maybe over from sports cards or moving from other assets into comic books right now. It's an interesting time. Is it a time to sell? I think if you're a longtime collector of these books, it's a good question to ask yourself. If you have books that have gone up twice, triple, quadruple, 5 times, and you're not married to them, in air quotes, to where, you could cash out and maybe get these books again down the line, or maybe you get a lower grade or something. Maybe it's not that important to you that you happen to have a 9.8, and maybe you're like, I'll get an 8.5 in a couple years when things cool off or something. It's just interesting. So let me know what you guys are doing. Are you excited about the Venom 2 movie? Are you kind of like, man, I'm not really loving that trailer? What are your thoughts on it? I'm excited to kind of dig into more of this stuff as we see new movies, new trailers coming out and talking about it. So guys, have an amazing day. Have fun investing, collecting, and we will talk to you again later. Take care.